Hello, friends. Sciatica pain sucks, right? Sciatica is pain that feels like it originates in the low back or the back of the hips, and it radiates down the back of one or both of the legs. There was a period of my life where I worked as an engineer and I sat at a desk all day long, and I really suffered with chronic bouts of sciatica for years, and it was miserable and really frustrating. But guess what? I completely eliminated sciatica pain from my life with some of the stretches and exercises that I'm going to show you in this video. Before we begin, if you enjoy my classes, please click the subscribe button, click the like button, and please also consider becoming a Patreon member. Patreon supports me making these videos for you, and it gets you access to exclusive content like full 1-hour classes, live streams, an amazing book club, and a great community to plug into. If you're already a member, thank you so very much. And if not, I welcome you to check it out. We are going to need a few props for this class as well. A bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a couple firm cushions or pillows. 2 blocks. You can use any block-shaped objects that support your weight. Make sure they support your weight. And a folded blanket. You can use a beach towel or any small blanket. So there are a few common causes of sciatica pain, and the most common is a bulging or herniated disc in the low back that presses in on one of the nerves coming out of the lumbar spine going down the back of the leg. You could also have something called Piriformis syndrome, which is where your piriformis muscle, a muscle that goes across your butt to the outside of the hip, gets really tight, and it irritates those nerves coming out of the lumbar spine down the back of the leg. You get the same symptoms, right? So the stretches and exercises I'm going to show you today address both of these conditions, and many of you are going to find that this really, really helps, and I'm excited for you. However, whenever we're dealing with the spine or sciatica, it's always best to check with your doctor or physical therapist first to understand what exercises are appropriate or not appropriate for your particular condition, okay? If any of the exercises or stretches that we do today cause you more pain, I want you to stop immediately and skip that exercise. It's not helping, right? Therapeutic stretching and exercise should feel intuitively good in your body. If it doesn't, stop. It's not right for you, or it's not the right time for you, right? Listen to your body and stay safe. So the first secret sciatica painkiller I'm going to share with you is, drum roll, walking. But not just any walking. Certainly not walking like this, right? This is going to make your problem worse. No. Walking upright, head lifted, open across the heart and collarbone, shoulders relaxed, and walking on a flat surface. No up and down hills, right? So walking like this does several amazing things. It brings more blood flow and synovial fluid to the affected area. It strengthens the hips and the low back and the glutes, taking stress off the low back. And it opens up pressure points in the hips and the low back where your nerves might be getting compressed. So it's really amazing and helpful. So what does this look like in your daily routine? 5 to 10 minutes, a few times a day, walking on a flat surface with upright posture. It's one of the best things that you can do for your long-term relief and prevention of sciatica pain. And if you have a desk job where you're sitting all day or you're driving a lot, getting up and taking these frequent walks is going to work wonders. Okay, now I'm going to take you through a little sequence of stretches and exercises. You can do this full sequence with me as a practice, or you can just pick and choose the ones you want. Now, the name of the game here is to be very gentle in each one of these exercises. The benefit comes from just doing a little bit of stretching in each one of these with all of these different movements, and the benefit comes from the combination. Don't push yourself too hard at all in any one of these, okay? So the first one is a variation on Sphinx Pose. First, we're going to come down on the mat to your belly and make a fist, two fists, to rest your chin. And just hang out here for a few breaths with your belly on the mat. Now, if this feels uncomfortable or painful, you can place a pillow or two underneath your belly at the belt line. Just breathe and relax. Close your eyes. Let your low back and hips settle and relax a bit here. Okay. Now, if this feels okay, if this feels like you're at your limit, just stay here for several breaths through this whole sequence. If you want to take it up a notch, you can come up to your elbows. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. And we'll work into Sphinx Pose. So as you inhale, gently lift your heart. And very gently push the elbows down. Push your heart forward and draw the shoulders back. This is very subtle and very gentle. And the act of this opposing force of pushing your heart forward and drawing the shoulders back creates a bit of traction in your spine. Breathe and relax. And so we're lengthening the spine here. We're welcoming more space into the vertebrae. And we're placing the lower back into a gentle reverse compression. So oftentimes with bulging or herniated disc, it happens from hunching over or sitting and hunching over. So you'll notice we're doing the opposite of that with the back right now. So we're encouraging that disc material to move back where it belongs. And exhale, slowly come down. Make a little pillow with your hands. Rest your cheek, bend your knees, and just wash your knees back and forth here a couple times. Okay, now we're going to come into a variation of Sphinx Pose. So if the pain is on, well, whatever side your pain is on, you're going to move your body to the opposite side. So if the pain is coming down the right leg, move your body a couple inches to the left so you're aligned with the left side of your mat. Now, if you have pain on both sides, we're going to do both sides anyway. This is just how to start. So if the pain is on the right, move to the left. If the pain is on the left, move to the right. And then bring your elbows a couple inches back toward the center and your feet a couple inches back toward the center. So now your body is in the shape of a banana, right? And you're moving the elbows and feet toward the side that you have pain on. And we're going to do that Sphinx again with the hips offset. So inhale, this time even more gently. And exhale, gently push the elbows down, push the heart forward, and draw the shoulders back. And again, if any of these cause more pain or discomfort, stop and skip. Close your eyes, breathe. Maybe stay here 20 seconds or so. And exhale, slowly come down. Again, Bring your elbows and feet back so that your body is in a line. Bend the knees and wash the feet back and forth. And now let's take it to the other side. I'm going to do both sides here. Again, if this causes you discomfort to do the other side, don't do it, right? So align the body with the right side of the mat. Elbows and feet come a couple inches to the left, so the hips are offset to the right. Lift up through the crown of the head and the heart. Push gently into the elbows. Push the heart forward. Draw the shoulders back and breathe. Very gentle with our traction. Very gentle with the lift through the heart. And breathe and relax. And slowly come down. Again, place yourself back into alignment, align. Bend the knees and wash the feet back and forth. Nice. Okay, one more variation of Sphinx Pose. So come back to the center of the mat. Body is in a straight line. And then, if the pain is on, whatever side your pain is on, we're going to draw that knee up. So if the pain is on the right, you're going to draw the right knee up. Place the sole of the foot inside the left knee. And we're going to do our Sphinx Pose again. So, again, very gently, even more gently this time, right? Elbows underneath the shoulders, lift up through the heart, and gently push into the elbows. Push the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. Very, very gentle on this one. Breathe and relax. Again, all these different variations and positions of the hips and the low back are welcoming and encouraging that disc material to move back into place. And exhale, slowly, very gently come down, extend the leg back behind you. Make that pillow with your hands, bend the knees, and wash the feet back and forth here. And let's do the other side. Again, check in with yourself. If this causes discomfort, don't do this side. Of course, if you have pain on both sides or just general low back pain, this is good to do on both sides. Bend that left knee, draw it up, sole of the left foot inside the right knee. And lift the heart and gently push the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. Close your eyes and relax. The more you're able to relax through the hips and through the low back here, the better. And big, full, deep, relaxing breaths. And exhale, slowly come down, extend that left leg back behind you. Make your pillow and bend the knees and wash back and forth. And come to stillness. Okay, now we're going to take it up one more little level with something called seal press-ups. So now we're getting a little bit more height and a little bit more reverse compression in the low back. Again, if this causes you pain, don't do it. Keep checking in with yourself. So, Hands come down right next to the upper ribs, right next to your chest, elbows close to your sides, and we're going to press into the heels of the hands, lifting, lifting, and keep lifting until you feel the appropriate amount of sensation for you. Breathe one good breath, and then slowly come down. These are called seal press-ups. We're going to do this 4 times. Push and lift. And at the top, push the heart forward, draw the shoulders gently back, breathe, and come down. Couple more. Press and lift, finding that sweet spot. Push the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. Come down. One more time. Press and lift. This is a workout for your triceps too. Push the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. And come down. Nice. Again, pillow with the hands, bend the knees, wash the feet back and forth. And from here, let's work into child's pose. So bring the knees wide on the mat, feet together, and sink the hips back to the heels. Great big reach through the arms and fingertips, and as you exhale, let your forehead come down to the mat. And gently push into the mat here. So you're pushing your hips toward the heels. Feel that length and space being created in the low back. So good. Nice stretch into the hips here too. And as you inhale, come forward into tabletop. We're going to work through a gentle cat-cow. So cow pose, as you inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, again, traction of the spine. Lift the tailbone, let the belly drop. And exhale, very gently push into the earth, round through the upper back, and firm the belly as you push. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, and exhale, push, and gently round through the upper back. Move like this, very easy. Relaxing into your breath. So this motion helps to strengthen the core and the hips. It helps reestablish the natural curves in the spine and helps to rehydrate the discs, the spinal discs. And coming to stillness, curl your toes under and lift your knees. And we're going to come into something like a squat, but keeping the hands on the ground here, heels lifted. Now, if this feels uncomfortable to have the heels lifted like this, you can place a blanket underneath the heels. And walking your hands back just a little bit, lift up through the heart. And again, we're going to lift up through the heart here. Draw the shoulders back with a nice long spine. Just feel this beautiful stretch through the hips, into the heels. Stretching out the hips and the back line of the legs here. And now let's do some little baby cat-cow movements. So as we inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. And as we exhale, just a very little baby rounding of the upper back. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, little rounding of the upper back here. Just little baby movements. And now coming to stillness, grab your block or your blanket or your bolster, something to use as a counterweight. And if it feels accessible and good, you can bring your heels down and hold the block out in front of you as a counterweight. Lift up tall through the heart. Again, heart forward, shoulders back. Notice my spine. It's nice and long straight line through the back of my head and neck, down the shoulders, all the way down the sacrum, right? I'm not hunching over. Just breathe into that. This is Malasana squat, or it's sometimes called Primal Squat. And it's called Primal Squat because this is how we used to sit around the campfire and cook meals, and we did a lot of activities like this. And our body has evolved to find this a really therapeutic position for the spine. We're just creating space and length and opening. Again, I talked about walking, opening up the hips and opening up any pressure points in the hips. This does the same thing. You can breathe into the low back here. And slowly place your block back down. Come back to the knees, and we'll find child's pose once again. So, hips back to the heels. Let your forehead come down. Let's take a few breaths and rest here. And sit back to your heels. Sweep your legs around in front. And, I forgot one important prop. So, strap. So if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or a rolled up towel. We're going to lie on our back. Anything that's long enough to loop around the leg and lift. Sorry, I forgot that. So if you want to pause the video and go get a strap for this next exercise, you're going to need it. Okay, let's come all the way down to your back. And before we begin, just hug one knee into the belly at a time, very gently. Breathe into that. Okay, and keeping the right knee in, grab your strap and loop the strap around the sole of your right foot and extend that leg and hold the leg at an angle where you can straighten the leg fully. Now this is a 3-way hamstring stretch, and this is really effective if your sciatica is due to piriformis syndrome, okay, because we're stretching out the hamstring and the piriformis muscle here. So push through the heel. Straighten the leg. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg here. And just continue to pull the leg toward you until you feel an appropriate amount of sensation. Just enough. And then when you get to that place of enough sensation, play with internally rotating the leg a little bit. So turn the knee and the toe in just a little bit. Straighten the leg, push through the heel, and see how that feels. And you can play with doing that, internally rotating and then releasing. Internally rotating, releasing. And then after you do that a couple times, maybe try to bring the leg a little closer. Breathe and relax. Okay, now we're going to open the leg to the right, keeping enough tension on the strap to support your leg. And again, just open just enough so you feel an appropriate level of sensation in the stretch. Any pain, stop and skip. A few breaths here. Stretching the groin, the inside of the thigh, inside of the hamstring here. And now, bringing the leg back up through center and taking it to the opposite side. And now we're getting into the piriformis muscle, across the butt and the outside of the hip. So keep both shoulders on the ground. Push through the heel, keep that leg straight, and just let the leg fall to the left enough so you feel a little sensation. And then again, play with that internal rotation a bit here too. So turning the toes and knees inward just a little smidge. And inhale, bring the leg back up through center, remove the strap, and let's hug one knee and then the other back and forth a couple times. Beautiful. Okay, let's do the other side. Hug the left knee in, strap around the left foot, and extend that leg. Keep it at a nice low angle to begin with here. And then slowly, we bring the leg, the straight leg, toward the upper body. Stop when you feel just a little bit of sensation, a wee bit of sensation. Breathe into that. Play with the internal rotation, turning in, pushing through the heel. Turning in, pushing through the heel. And then perhaps see if you've got a little bit more depth. Maybe not, but maybe. And now let's open the leg to the left. Very slow. Listening to your body every step of the way. Never pushing past pain threshold. And finding that sweet spot, just breathe there, a few breaths. And then lift the leg, coming back through center. And slowly to the other side, getting into the piriformis on this side. And again, if this is the side with your sciatica pain, this might be a little intense, so be very gentle. Go slowly. Don't force it. Play with that internal rotation again, just a little bit. And inhale, come back up to center. All right, remove the strap. Again, hugging one knee in at a time. And come to stillness. Both feet on the mat, knees bent. Now we're going to work into the piriformis a little more deeply in the muscles of the outside of the hip with a figure 4 stretch. So, right foot on the ground. Left ankle on top of that right thigh, just below the knee. Flex the left foot. And we're going to draw the right knee in just a little bit until you feel a little bit of stretch, and then release it back to the mat. And we're going to do that a few times, right? Drawing it in until you feel the stretch, and release. In, and as you draw the right knee in, push the left knee away. Do that a couple more times. Nice. We're like prepping the muscle. Little dynamic stretching here. And then this time, you can interlace the fingers behind the hamstring and pull the knee in. If you want to go a little deeper, you can interlace hands in front of the right shin if that's accessible. You really want your whole spine firmly grounded, so shoulders on the mat. If this is causing you to lift up like that, don't go that deeply, right? Shoulders on the mat, low back on the mat, and just breathe and relax. And exhale, release, and let's switch it up. Other side. Left foot down, right ankle on top of that left thigh, just below the knee. Flex the right foot. And again, we're going to play with bringing the left knee in and releasing. Bringing the left knee in, feeling the stretch and releasing. As you bring the left knee in, push the right knee away. And keep your shoulders and low back on the ground here. The spine stays nice and straight. And release. And then this time, draw the left knee in and we'll stay in for the stretch. So you find the depth that works for you. Close your eyes and breathe. Exhale, release the hands. Extend both legs long. Big stretch. Wiggle your fingers and toes. As you exhale, just let your whole body relax and melt into the mat for a few breaths. And blink your eyes open, bend your knees. Give yourself a nice little hug here. Draw both knees into the chest. Just a little rock side to side. And come to stillness. Bring the feet on the ground. Keep the knees bent. We're going to work into a supine twist, keeping the knees together. And this is really wonderful to help rehydrate the spinal discs and helps correct little misalignments along the spine. And it even can open up obstructions in the low back and in the hips. So good stuff. Okay. Scoot your butt to the opposite side that you're having the sciatic pain, right? So if it's on the right side, scoot your butt a couple inches to the left. And keeping your shoulders on the ground, let the knees fall to the right. You can place the right hand on top of the left thigh. Left arm, reach it out to the side. Now, lift up that right shoulder and scoot it a little bit to the right so that both shoulders come down firmly on the mat. And just breathe and relax. A few breaths here. No need to pull or force this right hand pulling on the leg, right? Just let gravity and breath and time do the work. Inhale, blink your eyes open, bring the knees back up to center. Extend your legs long on the mat and just pedal the feet a little bit. And then great big breath. Reach your hands overhead. And again, exhale, let your whole body relax and melt. And blink your eyes open. All right, let's do the other side. Bend the knees, feet on the ground. Scoot your butt a couple inches to the right, and this time let the knees fall to the left. Right hand out to the side, left hand on top of that thigh, and then lift the left shoulder. Scoot it to the left until you feel the right shoulder firmly planted on the mat. Close your eyes and breathe. As you inhale, bring the knees back up. Grab your bolster, wherever it may be. Place the bolster underneath your knees. And we're going to take Shavasana with the knees supported like this. Oh, so good. Close your eyes. Let's drift off together for a peaceful Shavasana. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, your wrists and ankles. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Great big stretch from fingertips to toes. Exhale, draw knees into your chest. And roll to your right side. Push yourself up to a seat at the top of your mat. Bring your palms together at your heart. Let's raise our thumb knuckles to the point between our brow, and we bow to one another in light and love. Namaste. I hope that you found this practice helpful and soothing. I hope that you found some relief from whatever pain you are having. Each time you come back to this practice, you'll find a little bit more improvement, right? It happens over time, and you can come back to it as often as your body tells you that you can. Keep listening to your body. Don't push through pain. And please, folks, as a companion to this practice, get out there and do some walking 5 to 10 minutes, a few times a day, upright posture, flat level ground, and these two things combined will eliminate sciatica pain from your life as it did for me. Thank you. I love you, and I'll see you soon.